Let me ask you something. Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt it took just a bit more effort than it used to? Or maybe paused at the top of the stairs, heart racing just to catch your balance? That silent little fear creeping in, what if one day I can't do this alone?
Oh yes, Dr. Gray. I've seen that look in so many eyes over the decades. It's not vanity. It's the deep wish to stay free, to stay independent.
And today, with you, Japan's oldest practicing doctor, we're going to uncover how some people, even past 100, still carry groceries, walk hills, live without fear. And remarkably, it's not about gym workouts or magic pills. It's simpler than that.
You know, Dr. Hinohara, when we hear stories of people over 100 still carrying groceries or tending gardens, it almost sounds unreal. Most folks over 60 start noticing it. Getting up from a chair takes a tiny bit longer, holding the railing on stairs feels a little more necessary.
Ah yes, it's not vanity at all. It's that primal wish, may I still take care of myself tomorrow. See, after 60, the body naturally starts to lose muscle. We call it sarcopenia, and it's quite silent. About 1% muscle mass slips away each year if we don't intervene.
1% every year. That adds up frighteningly fast. So by 70 or 80, that's what? 10, 20% less muscle?
Exactly. And that's the difference between stepping off a curb confidently or hesitating, fearing you'll fall. It's not just about muscles looking toned. It's your balance, your joints, even how your brain coordinates movement. Less muscle means slower signals. That's why slips happen more often.
That explains why someone can seem fine, then one little trip in the kitchen, suddenly weeks in rehab, or never quite the same.
And sadly, many people think it's their fault, that they were lazy. But it's not true. This is how human biology ages. The wonderful thing is, you can slow it, even gently reverse some of it, without gyms, heavy weights, or fancy powders.
Which is exactly what I want us to uncover today. Because I know you've spent decades studying your patients, Japan's healthiest elders, watching them live not just long, but still independent, still able to visit friends, walk hills, laugh without fear.
Yes. And it often came down to simple, humble foods, things they ate daily, almost ritualistically. And there's one particular food, we'll save that for last, that's like nature's complete muscle and mind tonic all in one.
So if you're listening right now, lean in close, because next we'll explore 5 of these everyday foods that help rebuild muscle after 60 without breaking a sweat, and keep you living on your own terms for years to come.
No, it's humble. And if the sticky texture is too much, people sometimes mix it into rice or even top it with chopped green onions to soften the taste.
The first one might surprise you. It's a sticky, stringy, rather odd-smelling little dish called natto, fermented soybeans. In Japan, many elders start their morning with a small bowl of natto, sometimes with mustard or soy sauce.
Fermented soy? Like tofu?
Not quite. Tofu is smooth, but natto is alive with beneficial bacteria. It's packed with probiotics, which help your gut absorb nutrients far better. That means even if you eat the best foods, without good gut health, much of it is wasted.
So it's like building a stronger foundation first.
Exactly. And natto contains something even more special, a complete amino acid profile. It has all 9 essential amino acids, something many plant foods lack. This makes it almost like nature's gentle protein powder, perfect for older digestion.
So it's easier on the stomach than heavy meats or processed shakes.
Much easier. Plus, it has nattokinase, an enzyme that improves blood circulation, helping deliver nutrients right to muscle cells. And it's rich in vitamin K2, which guides calcium into bones where it belongs, not your arteries.
That sounds like a trifecta. Better absorption, stronger muscles, and bones that stay solid. I imagine that's crucial for avoiding fractures.
Absolutely. I've watched patients in their 70s, even 80s, regain confidence. Not because they started lifting weights, but because they nourished their bodies smarter. Stronger muscles, steadier steps, fewer slips. That's freedom.
And natto, it's not fancy or expensive.
No, it's humble. And if the sticky texture is too much, people sometimes mix it into rice or even top it with chopped green onions to soften the taste.
I love how it's almost like a morning ritual. A small bowl that quietly says, "Today, I'll keep walking strong." So, that's natto. What's next on your list? Because I know you've seen something else that doesn't just build muscle, but also sharpens the mind.
The second food, Dr. Gray, is something wonderfully simple but often overlooked in the West. It's small, it's oily, it's humble. Sardines.
Sardines! I didn't expect that. We usually think of sardines in little tins for picnics or quick snacks. Not exactly a muscle food.
That's true, but they are an absolute treasure for keeping seniors steady on their feet. Sardines are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which don't just help the heart. They reduce inflammation in muscles and joints, and even help nerves communicate more quickly.
So you're saying it's not just the muscle tissue itself, but how the brain talks to the muscle that matters?
Exactly. Many falls aren't simply from weak legs, they're from delayed signals. Omega-3s help keep that communication sharp, so your brain and muscles work together instantly to catch you if you stumble.
That's incredible. It makes me think of those moments when you slip on a rug and your foot shoots out to balance almost by instinct. That quick reflex must rely on healthy nerve signals.
Yes, and sardines also provide vitamin D and calcium, essential for bone strength. And because they're small, they have low mercury, making them safe to eat several times a week, unlike bigger fish.
It's like nature designed them as little balanced packages. Protein, good fats, vitamins, minerals, all tucked inside a tiny fish.
I often tell my patients just one small tin of sardines 2 or 3 times a week can help support not only your muscle tone, but your balance and your mind's quickness.
And isn't that the real goal after 60? It's not about building biceps. It's about staying upright, staying independent.
Absolutely. A strong body and alert nerves protect your dignity, your freedom. And the beautiful part is, we're not talking about fancy imports. These are simple foods easily added to a salad or toast.
So, we've covered natto for building muscle from the inside out, sardines for keeping the brain and muscles talking, but I know next on your list is something even more surprising, a kind of ocean vegetable that does far more than people expect.
All right, Dr. Hinohara, you've already given us natto, humble fermented soybeans that quietly build muscle, and sardines, tiny powerhouses that keep brain and muscles talking fast. So what's this ocean surprise you mentioned?
Ah, yes. It's seaweed. In Japan, seaweed is not exotic. It's a staple, added to soups, salads, even enjoyed as a simple side.
Most of us in the West think of seaweed as something wrapping sushi or floating around in miso soup, but you're saying it does far more?
Much more. Seaweed is rich in magnesium, iodine, and potassium, minerals critical for how muscles contract and recover. But here's something people rarely consider. Seaweed supports your thyroid health, which controls your metabolism.
So, a sluggish thyroid could mean more than just weight gain. It could slow how we rebuild and protect muscle.
Precisely. Your thyroid is like the body's master regulator. If it's underperforming, everything from energy to how well you replace damaged muscle fibers slows down. I've seen older patients with excellent muscle tone simply because they unknowingly supported their thyroid for decades, often through traditional foods like seaweed.
It's incredible to think that a small bowl of seaweed salad could quietly keep your metabolism humming, helping muscles renew, energy stay steady, and even stabilize mood.
Exactly. And seaweed carries antioxidants and polysaccharides which fight inflammation, meaning less silent damage that wears muscles down over time.
So it's almost like seaweed is a silent protector, keeping your engine running smoothly, making sure what you eat actually becomes strength, not just stored fat.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And best of all, it's gentle. No side effects, no heavy digestion, just a small serving alongside your meal.
Which is such a refreshing idea. No giant pills, no complicated regimens, just adding a little sea vegetable to your plate. So we've built muscles with natto, sharpened brain muscle signals with sardines, and now supported the entire system with seaweed.
Yes, and next we'll explore something incredibly tiny, often overlooked, but mighty when it comes to keeping joints supple and muscles young. Most people sprinkle it on bread without even realizing the hidden gift inside.
So, Dr. Hinohara, we've built muscle with natto, kept brain and muscle signals sharp with sardines, supported our entire metabolism with seaweed. What's this tiny powerhouse you hinted at? The one people sprinkle on bread without realizing its deeper gift.
It's sesame seeds. Tiny, humble, yet packed with calcium, magnesium, healthy fats, and powerful compounds called lignans.
Most people think of sesame seeds just as decoration on burger buns, not something that could actually help them stand or walk better.
And that's the beauty of it. These little seeds do far more. They nourish joints and tendons, the parts that often get ignored when people think only about muscles. Your muscles pull, but it's tendons that transmit force, and joints that allow graceful movement.
Which means if we ignore joint and tendon health, even strong muscles can't save us from stiffness or awkward steps.
Exactly. Sesame seeds also contain sesamine, a compound shown to support liver detox and hormone balance, crucial for older adults where slight shifts in hormones can mean big changes in muscle quality.
And those lignans you mentioned, I've read they're potent antioxidants.
Yes, they help fight oxidative stress, the silent wear and tear that ages muscles and joints from the inside. Every spoonful of ground sesame is almost like a tiny shield against premature breakdown.
It's almost poetic, isn't it? These delicate little seeds working behind the scenes so someone can keep gardening, keep rising from a chair without groaning.
Beautifully said. I encourage older patients to grind fresh sesame. It makes nutrients more absorbable. Sprinkle on warm cereal, mix into miso paste, or even stir into yogurt.
So just a spoon or two a day could quietly support joint comfort, muscle youthfulness, even protect from those tiny cracks we can't see.
Absolutely. It's prevention at its simplest. No side effects, only gentle protection. And next, we'll talk about a food that's sweet, satisfying, but surprisingly powerful at keeping muscles and minds steady. It might just be the most comforting of them all.
All right, Dr. Hinohara, we've talked about natto, sardines, seaweed, sesame seeds, each playing a silent yet powerful role. Now you've hinted at something sweet, comforting, but still vital for muscles and minds. What is it?
It's sweet potatoes, particularly the purple or orange varieties so common in Okinawa, where elders routinely live past 100, still dancing at festivals.
I always thought of sweet potatoes as comfort food, mashed with butter, maybe a dash of cinnamon. Never pictured them as muscle food.
And yet, they're remarkable. Sweet potatoes are rich in complex carbs and fiber, which help keep blood sugar steady. Why does that matter? Because erratic blood sugar spikes can actually hamper muscle repair and drain energy, leaving older adults feeling tired, even shaky.
So steady blood sugar means steadier legs, clearer head, fewer of those dizzy spells.
Precisely. They also contain beta-carotene and anthocyanins, which reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, protecting muscle cells from silent wear. And interestingly, sweet potatoes influence hormones like leptin and ghrelin, which help regulate appetite and fullness.
That's huge. Because I've seen older patients undereat, fearing weight gain, but ironically starving their muscles. P plus.
Or sometimes the opposite, over-snacking on empty carbs that fuel fat, not muscle. Sweet potatoes offer gentle satisfaction. They send a message to the body. You're nourished, safe. You can rebuild.
I love that. It almost sounds like sweet potatoes whisper reassurance, not just feeding the body, but calming it.
That's why in Japan, many elders simply steam them, sprinkle with a bit of sea salt, and enjoy as a midday snack. It's not fancy, it's not restrictive, it's a small ritual of care.
So we've reached the end of this beautiful list. Natto, sardines, seaweed, sesame seeds, and sweet potatoes. 5 simple foods that quietly build muscle, sharpen nerves, protect joints, steady blood sugar, and perhaps most importantly, give older adults permission to eat with joy.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, it's not about living longer on paper. It's about dancing a little longer, laughing a little freer, walking wherever your heart still wants to go.
Which is the perfect way to lead into our final thoughts. How to turn all this into something gentle, daily, meaningful. So stay with us just a bit more as we wrap up with the simplest way to start. So here we are, Dr. Hinohara. 5 simple, almost humble foods that, together, quietly protect muscles, keep joints fluid, help the brain send crisp signals, steady hormones and blood sugar, and maybe even soothe the spirit.
Yes, and none of them require fancy kitchens or hours of prep, just small additions to a meal. It's amazing how a spoon of ground sesame on breakfast oats or a side of sweet potatoes with lunch can tip the body's chemistry toward renewal.
I also love that none of this is about obsession, counting every calorie or fearing every carb. It's about rhythm, isn't it? Eating with intention, not restriction.
That's what I've witnessed in Japan's elders. It's not a frantic rush to fix aging. It's a gentle, daily trust. I will nourish myself today, so tomorrow I can still rise, still walk to visit a friend, still carry a small basket of flowers. It's very human.
That's beautiful. Because really, after 60, 70, even 80, we're not chasing youth. We're preserving freedom. The ability to stand up safely, to walk through your own doorway without worry.
Exactly. And these foods we talked about, natto, sardines, seaweed, sesame seeds, sweet potatoes, they're simply tools. Gentle, natural tools to keep life expansive.
So if someone listening today feels a bit overwhelmed, maybe thinking, where do I even begin? What would you tell them?
Start tiny. Maybe tomorrow morning, add a spoon of ground sesame to your cereal, or enjoy a small piece of grilled fish. Do it slowly, breathe, chew with gratitude. Let it be a ritual, because every little step sends a message to your body. We're still building. We still have places to go.
I love that. So to everyone listening, tell us in the comments below, what's the one simple change you'll try this week to protect your muscle, your balance, your independence? We'd be honored to read your thoughts and maybe even talk about them in our next episode.
Yes, because health isn't just physical. It's also community. Sharing stories helps us all keep walking a little further together. /side.
Thank you, Dr. Hinohara, for your time, your wisdom, and for reminding us all that staying strong doesn't have to be complicated. It can even be delicious. Until next time, take good care of yourself and keep moving forward.